Hello everyone, welcome to Smart Gacha Gaming, a new channel on YouTube which will feature content for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War Divisions. The reason I'm starting this channel is that basically I love Final Fantasy, man. I've been playing it since Final Fantasy VII. I've played every Final Fantasy before it, then I played every Final Fantasy after it. I'm still currently playing, so I love the Final Fantasy universe. Uh, I hope this channel will have an impact in order to help out players to play this game for free. Now, my credentials as far as why should you listen to me is that I'm very familiar with Gumi as a company. I'm an old school FFBE player. I've played it since the beginning. I'm an old school Alchemist Code player. I've played it since the beginning. And basically, I've been playing this game for roughly 250 days, so I think I'm qualified to share my advice with you. Now, the ways to play this game are free to play and pay to play, basically, but thanks to the JP server, which we have a 4-month foresight on from guys like Umbra Rays and Cabbage, basically we can see the future for the next 4 months, so we can play this game as plan to play. And that's what I've been doing. I've been planning my resources, I've been targeting the hatchers, and basically I got some very good results. I've been in the top 5,000 in arena since the beginning, and I have maxed some vision cards and some units which basically not even pay-to-play players have maxed. And this is all by being careful and targeting your pools. Now, to get into that, let's go have a showcase of my units. Now, I haven't spent a single dime in this game, so keep that in mind. Now, Ryrie is not a light unit, but I had to max him because of his TMR ability, which is crazy, and I really wanted it. Wotv Light was by far the hardest unit I had to max because his shards were not on Whimsy back then, and basically I had to do some extra pulls at the end in order to buy his shards with coins in order to max him. Ramza, basically I got him from a free pool and I maxed him from then on, so I'm really glad I got him, and for me it was a sign that I should stick to the light element. Ayaka, I haven't spent a single Vizier on her. Basically I maxed her from dailies and free pools. Thancred, man, my first UR, my first unit, it was very controversial. A lot of people on different channels were saying it was not a beginner unit, it was not a free-to-play unit, I shouldn't spend, it wasn't worth the Vizier, I shouldn't spend any Vizier on him. But to me, when I saw his resistances, this guy was crazy. When I needed a tank, he was there. When I needed a chainer, he was there. Basically, he's a great all-around unit in my opinion, and he's very underrated. Especially right now that all the resistances came out as far as magic, piercing, projectile, and slash resistances came out, you can build him to be a monster. He would take 1 damage from gunners or 1 damage from slashes. It's crazy. Now, Mastery, same story as Ayaka. Maxed her because I liked her TMR, but didn't spend a single Vizier on her. And Cecil, I'm glad it's free, man, because I like him a lot. And to me, he's a beast and also underrated, like Thancred. Rob and Engelbert over here, I'm maxing them from the dailies, kind of like Ayaka and Mastery. Basically, I targeted my spending, but with what's happening on in JP right now, it's like the fruition of my predictions since I did from the beginning of the game. Basically, like the vision cards, like they did in the Alchemist Code, are getting elemental buffs for the whole party. And when this happened in Alchemist Code, basically it changed the whole game. And I think this is what's going to happen over here as well. Because if you can see these vision cards right here, basically vision cards I max right now are Death Machine, Odin, and Ramza. I max them because light units are a little bit more bulkier than the other units and have more HP. They're kind of like tanks and sub-tanks. And these cards comply with them, are very complementary to them, especially in PvP and PvE fights. Ramza, like the 15% buff it gives to speed, so I ended up maxing it as well the second time the tactics event came around. Now, basically, what I'm most regretful about maxing right now is Death Machine, because look at this. Like, when the JP update hits global, basically Ramza is going to give 35 more slash to the whole party along with its actual buff. Mashiri is going to give 100% minus in casting time along with the actual buff. Now, these buffs are only if the card is maxed. Like, you're not going to get it otherwise. That's why I say you should plan your resources and plan your vision cards you're going to pull for, because you're going to need it in the long run. Solidus is going to give 25% extra HP along to his 20% slash resistance if maxed. And Red Chocobo is going to give 20% Dark Killer. And this card is what I'm going to use instead of Death Machine, because it's going to give 15% to area resistance along with its actual buff. So basically, I'm planning right now on maxing only the cards I need to max, which are these, and in the future any other light cards that might come my way. Now, you should listen to this advice. Maybe you have money to spend and everything. Maybe you want to be as free to play, pull whatever you want to pull whenever you want to pull. But this is the way that I've been playing right now, and it's paid off because I haven't spent a dime in the game. I got very good characters, especially I'm ready for the next meta that's coming when the JP update hits here. And basically with these characters, you can clear any content, and it's not only light units. Like, if you go to dark, like you got Stern. I'm not talking about Super Stern because he's too hard to max, but you got Stern, you got Venera, you got Ziza, which is a good card. I'm maxing her shards by the shop, daily shop, because I need TMR as well. And like, you got a lot of characters with which you can chain slash with. So Dark Slash is a very good comp. And people are saying, oh, we don't have fire slashing units. But basically every unit has a sub job, man. Like, for example, King Gold, you can use him, if you use him as a samurai, you can chain slash and elemental slash with other fire units. So, and do not avoid these units, basically, the other units that are SR and MMR, just overlooking them, because there are some good units which free-to-play players can use in order to clear some of the hardest content in the game. Basically, this unit alone can clear half the tower alone, because like you can make her so resistant to magic, because like she's just gonna brush over the shoulder everything that comes her direction. Like, look at her stats right here, 78% to magic resistance. That's with the equipped Marco on, but if you got a magic resistance card, basically you can get her resistance above 100%, and she will receive only 1 damage, basically, from all magic attacks. And there's a lot of characters that are like her, that are viable in PvE content. And if you can beat PvE, then you can have materials to farm that you can be good in PvP afterwards. So target your spending. Don't waste Visior on all the banners that's coming out. And basically, with all the controversy that's coming right this way, about all this talk about the rig raids and everything, man, if you're a free-to-play player, you feel better because you feel unaffected by this shit. Like, I mean, I don't know who's responsible, what happened, whatever, but I know this thing is affecting the community. I know this thing is affecting a game which I like and love. And I know that people can do a lot more with some money in their pocket instead of spending it on a game. And you can do that and still be competitive. Like, without spending a dime, like basically in Arena, right here. So I reached this class. I reached Platinum 3, and this was at the end of the event. I'm probably gonna go higher next time. So you can play this game as a free-to-play player. Basically, all you need to do is spend your resources carefully. And since the EX jobs are coming in the future, and the new VC abilities are coming in the future, I would urge you to start choosing your element now. So for example, you don't work on a Orlando and then all of a sudden you decide to go for a dark element formation, and then Orlando is just going to sit his ass on the bench because you're not going to have the money, you're not going to have the resources to max the vision cards and to max the units of every other element. If you pick an element, at least you're safe. You can concentrate on the element, concentrate on the counters for all the upcoming content that's coming, because you're in a position right now which you can read the future for 4 months. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be there. So this is my take on it. You can expect updates on news and contact and everything that's coming our way. So till then, take care. Be safe.